Top of the Thursday evening to all you fine folks out there. It is May the 9th, 2024, the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, and you are watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Do not turn your TV set, do not adjust your computer, do not turn your antenna. You are live and in touch and in tune on Thursday night. 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, and we welcome all you fine folks out there on the World Wide Web. No matter where you're joining us from tonight, no matter how you're joining us, we welcome you to our program tonight and appreciate you for taking the time to join us here for the next hour, hour and a half as we pontificate, as we
Come on, Mark.
revelate as we
Prevaricate.
prevaricate of
What?
the overview of the in-depth and all other items in retrospect. We're glad you're joining us tonight. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, reach over and hit the like button, hit the share button. Let everybody know you're watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show on your page. Reach over and hit the like button and hit the share button. But we're glad you're tuning in to us tonight. Again, it is Thursday night. It is May the 9th, 2024. Man, this month is almost half over. This year's almost half over. It is moving on by. But we're glad you're joining us tonight. We're live from our studio right here in Enterprise, Georgia, our studio in Thompsontown, Georgia, our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and our studio at turn number 3 at the Old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. Live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it's legal and illegal for us to broadcast. All 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and coming in loud and clear according to the Pates in the great state of Baker County, Georgia. Big hello to all of our good friends and families up in Baker County, Georgia tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time right now for the truth and nothing but the truth. But we do need to give you this disclaimer. If you do not subscribe to common sense, conservative Judeo-Christian principles, you might be on the wrong program. You might need to find you something else to watch. Honestly and sincerely, you might want to find you something else to watch with a more liberal intonation that would whet your fancy for that appetite if it so suits you. Because you're going to hear the truth and nothing but the truth right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show for the next hour to hour and a half. And boys, we're coming live tonight. We got a brand new big screen sponsor coming live for the very first time. Never been on the big screen here. 101.94, 37.25, and 1/8 inches of diagonal LCD screen on the wall. Tootsie's.
Uh-oh.
We're live at Tootsie's. Not the owner of the famous bar in Nashville, Tennessee and Panama City, Florida. Tootsie's. Teeth cleaning with drop-off services. Tootsie's. Tailgate spares for 1976 to 1978 Datsuns. Tootsie's. Tomcat string insertions from the from your automobile cooter hull. Tootsie's. Talcum powder remedies for all your chafing needs. And Tootsie's. Tootsie's tube tops for men's with bosoms in Talbotton, Georgia.
We done got it in North Georgia up there with it. Well, why are you talking about it? The teeth cleaning. You know, I have tooth cleaning, my dentist, with my tooth dentist. I have not teeth cleaning, but tooth cleaning. You know why?
Why?
I can't afford but to have one cleaned at the time. So it ain't teeth cleaning with me, it's tooth cleaning. I go in there and he said, yeah, which one you want clean for? Get that right there.
That's kind of like, that reminds me of a story I heard a man telling. This was supposedly a true story. Somebody here in Miller County, Georgia, if you will. When them rooster pills first came out, you know what I'm talking about? The little blue rooster pills.
Oh, yeah.
The man went into the pharmacy on there, and this was when they first come out, and the pharmacist told him, he said, yeah, I got them. He said, they $100 a piece. Man said, how about shaving me off about $10 worth?
But that $10 worth, what that lasted about 6 months.
They need that recipe recipe.
We're glad y'all are joining us tonight here on Thursday night. Man, we got them joining us all over from Baker County, Miller County, Smut Eye, Alabama, Hentown, Georgia, Patmos, Georgia. Man, they all over tuning in tonight. We welcome all of you to our show here on Thursday night. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Floyd, if you don't mind, if you will, in your words, tell them about our good friends in Colquitt, Georgia at TK's Bar and Grill.
Man, I went there last night. Got me something to eat. Me and Nadine got us a catfish fillet plate from there. And delicious food. They was open last night, and Wednesday night's kind of our catfish fillet night. And they got some of the best house-cut French fries that you ever had in your life. It's none of them old frozen French fry things that a lot of people have. They cut them and they cook them, and they are some kind of good. Everything they got is good to eat right there at TK's Bar and Grill. Good steaks, good seafood, good sandwiches, whatever you want. You sit in there and meet with your friends in there, and y'all have a good time. TK's Bar and Grill here in Colquitt, Georgia, on 571 North Cuthbert Street. When you're coming into Colquitt, just turn north on Highway 45. And when you're going out of town, going up toward Damascus, there, right as you get out of town, you look on your left and you'll see it sitting over there. Y'all turn in there. They got a big parking lot. Got all kind of good food in there and great service. Go in there and just visit with them a while and tell them y'all heard about it on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. TK's Bar and Grill, Colquitt, Georgia. I'm done, Marvin. You can move on.
Yeah, I mean, you waiting on something?
I was waiting on one of y'all to jump in. I had done a lot of talking.
You the director and the producer.
Somebody's done something to Marvin today. I don't know what.
I agree.
I don't know if he went somewhere and they put him to sleep and he ain't quite woke up yet or not. I don't know if he had a colonoscopy or if he had a tooth extraction. Something has happened to Marvin because he is not game ready tonight.
Floyd, I just hope he ain't on the same drugs old boy was down in Holmes County, Florida this weekend when he bit a hole in the back of the head of a deputy down there. But the good thing is he's at the studio in Enterprise, Georgia, and we elsewhere.
Yeah. We wait from him, but something happened to him. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that hat's too tight on his head up there or what. But anyway, I asked him where he got his hat from. He said he ordered it on the line there. I said, yeah. I said, was that one of them one size fits all?
Look like it shrunk, don't it?
I think that's a special order.
Yeah, I think it shrank a little.
Yeah. This hat was expensive. It was $2.
I understand.
Ooh.
Well, you need to loosen it up because something got your brain fried. I ain't never heard you be without. Be short on words.
Hey, we all the way. We at Muskogee, Oklahoma with Micah Conley in Muskogee, Oklahoma, guys.
Man, he watches. I don't care where he's at. He watches us every week. Yeah, Brother Micah does.
Wonder if they were giving out some samples up at Tootsie's, Floyd, that might have Marvin a little bit addled, shall we say?
Something got wrong with him. I don't know where he's been today. Have you seen him all day, Queasel? You been around him all day?
I saw him one time. I saw him at that supposed to be weather report thing we had this morning, and that's the only time I seen him today. And he wasn't to himself then. Neither. Yeah. He wasn't.
Somebody that's close to Marvin, some family member or something. Y'all need to check on him now.
We don't know what's wrong with him.
Check on him.
I get kicked in a minute. I probably should have drank a cup of coffee before I come on.
Go get you a Red Bull or a cup of coffee.
No, don't give him no Red Bull. No. I got to deal with him tomorrow. Please don't give him no Red Bull.
Well, tell me what your weatherman said, Quail. You said you met. What kind of weatherman did you meet with, and what did he say?
I met with one today that couldn't spell weather, much less tell you what was fitting to happen. We know less about the weather when we come out there than we did before we went in.
Was he an independent weatherman, or was he government weatherman, or what was he?
He was a National Weather Service prognosticator.
Government employee, Floyd.
Oh, that's it.
He was a National Weather Service prognosticator, and he and eed and maybe and over here. He kindly sounded a little bit. You know, Marvin. If you ever notice with Marvin, you won't ever get a straight answer out of Marvin. You ever notice that?
That's that word I used earlier. That's that prevaricating. A prevaricator speaks and acts in a vague manner.
Well, that's what this fellow was. He was a weather prevaricator.
Prevaricator.
Because you couldn't pin him down if it was going to rain, if it was going to snow, if it was going to sleet. Now, could you, Marvin? Am I lying?
No, he's right on that. He was right on that. Very right. Hey, let me throw. While we talking about that, I know Charlie will do the weather at the close, our Kelly crop insurance weather. But let me throw these up. Charlie, you comment. Queasel, if you want to comment, this is what we can expect in the morning in the tri-state area right here.
And we're kind of in the edge of what they call, Queasel, if I get wrong, correct me, enhanced area of some severe thunderstorms. And we're right on the line, Miller County and Houston County. It was earlier yesterday, that line of the orange, which is the enhanced area, was up around Barber County, but they moved it a little bit to include us. The timeline that I'm seeing and hearing is about 4 to 7 in the morning, which is 5 to 8 for y'all over there, same time period, that a squall line that they are afraid is going to be developing all the way out in Texas. Now, I hadn't seen one move that far, that quick in a long time, Queasel, but they're talking about that thing in Texas coming through on us early in the morning. Is that what you understand?
Yeah, they say it's coming through and it's moving and this thing's got some strong wind. They talking about some almost hurricane force wind gusts.
70.
Possible.
70.
Here's the issue and take it back and trying to give that fella this morning, a little bit of credit. The National Weather Service out of Tallahassee has a huge area that they have to forecast for. And so it's hard for them to hit the nail on the head for every, particular place. Now, they did tell us that most of the rough weather was going to be north of us, and that's where it was, but it was a little more north than they said. Now, some of it up in that area got pounded pretty heavy, but they're saying it's going to come through about daylight over in our area, somewhere along in there. But, all we can do is pray and ask good Lord to spare us but talking about up to 3 inches of rain. And, we was discussing before the show how much rain we had, 3 more inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. But he knows what we need. I ain't gonna never fuss about rain because I've seen it so dry. We would got everybody was praying for rain, but some of these windstorms, and they said one of the unique features with this one is the size of the hail. It's going to be large hail.
Big, like softball size hail. Now that'll tear something up right there. That's what worries me about this deal is me and Nadine looking on the weather on the news tonight in Oklahoma, man. I mean, they tornadoes went through there and just tore stuff up in Oklahoma. Because I know Oklahoma, there's a lot of tornadoes out there in that area, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, but they can happen here too, and that's what concerns me.
And Floyd, on that note right there, we used to, before everything got computerized and you do everything over the computer, we used to have guys from the National Weather Service. They would come up once a year and teach us classes. And one of the best ones that they got down there come up here, and we was talking about it. He said that the thing that sets Southwest Georgia and Southeast Alabama and northwest Florida apart from the rest of the nation is everywhere else in the nation that there was a tornado season. But they said where we live right here in the tri-states area is tornado season 12 months a year.
Yep.
And he said it's always tornado season here.
Queasel, do you remember that tornado that was I think it happened up around between Colquitt and Damascus on Christmas Eve Day,
Yes,
I
sir.
believe, if I'm not mistaken. Christmas Eve Day, a tornado on the ground.
Yep.
Can I mention something? Because this is, y'all know I've been in that business since Oh, 72, radio and TV, and that's a passion that I have. When weather gets bad, I want to know where I can go and get the best information that is available. Now, we've got all these apps on our phones, and that's great, but sometimes electricity goes off at certain locations. If it's downtown, that would get channel 4. If it's out on 52, that get channel 18. Well, there goes your two sources of weather right there. Here's a little known fact, and we're not getting paid for this, but it's just for everybody's safety. When weather turns bad and you're depending on a radio, and when I say radio, I'm talking about FCC broadcast station. There is only one station in the sound of my voice around these parts that has a human being in there 24 hours a day. And that is WOOF 99.7. The reason I say that, if you depend on some of these others, and I'm not down in these other stations, don't get me wrong. They do voice tracks. And they ain't got nobody there. It's a computer doing everything. And the computer it might kick in, it might not kick in when a weather alert comes to the National Weather Service. But if you got a human being, you got one warning system here and a human watching it too, that just makes it more better for me. So when weather turns bad, and Wolf is the only station that I know that has generators at both the studio and the transmitter site that won't go, they can go down, but they usually don't go down. And there's somebody there 7 days a week.
And Charlie, most of our viewers are in the area that can pick up Wolf FM.
Exactly. And I don't mean that's Mike Holderfield, you owe the 4 of us money for that. But actually, that's just for our protection. Yeah. I don't trust computer, and Queasel kind of alluded to it a while ago. We got so high tech. A lot of times these weather sirens don't go off like they should. These weather alerts don't go off on our phones like they should. Sometimes they go off when they don't need to. But if something's going on and you want to hear a human that is live with you, turn to them in bad weather, because that's your best bet, in my opinion.
And Charlie, you brought up a good point. A lot of people, one of the things that I hear from people on a regular basis about bad weather is, is crying wolf. So every time you get a tornado warning, and the technology has advanced so far that they detect this rotation up in the air and in the clouds, and then they sound off that warning. But what people don't understand is the only difference between that rotation in the clouds and a tornado on the ground is there's enough lift and all, and enough circulation to bring it to the ground. It could drop down at any time. So I'd rather know that there's a Doppler indicated tornado spinning, that we got rotation in the area. Because I remember Marvin was talking about the tornado on Christmas Eve, but I remember on Valentine's Day, way back, that bad one hit in Camilla.
2000.
Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day 2000.
That's right.
And I remember over there, we got called and we went over there and helped. And I remember I heard the same story from several people. By the time that they got the warnings, they saw it and they didn't have time to get in the house. So, I'm thankful now that, and I'm going to tell you something, and I don't, you talking about a life-changing experience. You get out there and start doing a grid search, looking for bodies in a tornado zone where it's come through and hit. And I've done several. It'll make you take heed to bad weather and appreciate it. But I was brought up to be scared of weather. Let me tell you something. At Granny's house, it could thunder in Mobile, and Granny put us in the closet.
And be praying. She'd be praying the whole time.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And you stayed in that closet.
Let me tell y'all.
You could have grown up a Wales too, same way. Except they get an automobile and they would go.
They'd go to Mom and Paul's house.
Yeah, they'd
I thought y'all all got into bed together there, Mark.
Well, we
did
have
that
done that.
at Mo and Paul's house. At Harbor, at Granddaddy Harbor and Grandma Clyde's house. That's where they congregate. His cousin, Marvin Frog Wells, my good friend. He finally told them, they said, get up, Sugar and Miss Alice and Johnny Edward. Even that Johnny, he had to go with him because he wasn't old enough to balk him. Get up, Frog. We going up at Mo and Paul's house. Frog finally said, I'm just gonna stay here and get blown away. So y'all go ahead. Frog wouldn't go. He finally quit going. Well, but they would. Now them Wells would load up and go to Mo and Paul. They get in the road now, son.
They didn't play.
Our folks never did do that. We never did do that. We about like your grandma. We'd be quiet. We'd quiet down. We wouldn't be praying like your Granny was.
Granny was praying, boy. You better not. You better not. If you had to go to the bathroom, you just went in your britches. You better not come out of that closet.
You didn't break that chain, did you?
No.
Something a lot of folks don't realize that about weather. They think, well, I hear thunder rumbling way away. That cloud's 15 miles from here. But this happened to me, and then they proved this with NASA. Several years ago, Dr. Arthur Moore, well-known veterinarian from Headland, and I went over one afternoon to spend the afternoon with Jack Wingate. And we were coming back from Jack's. We put in at Reynolds Landing, and on the other side of the lake. Queens will know exactly where I'm talking about.
Yep.
And then we went through the cut, what they call the idle zone, and went on over to Jack's, had a good meal with Jack, spent a lot of good time with him. We were on our way back, and the cloud looked to be up around Bainbridge, Georgia, between Bainbridge and Jack's place. It was a good 10, 15 miles away. We're in the idle zone, just easing along there, talking. And about that time, a bolt of lightning hit one of them standing trees out there in the water. Mm-hmm. The fire went off of it, and all the top of that old tree caught a fire.
Come on.
Needless to say, I broke the law just as hard as you could break the law, and going full throttle on that boat and coming out the other side at about 60 miles an hour. When I come out, there was a bunch of a big boat and all this game wardens over there. I said, oh boy. I didn't slow down. I just kept going. Next morning, I get a call, 4:15 in the morning, right before I went on TV. It was a game warden from Bainbridge. Oh, no, it wasn't, excuse me. It was the one, Larry somebody from over there that maybe he was out of Seminole County, but he was in Decatur County. They were actually trying to shock up a sturgeon that had been spotted over in that little old bay.
Uh-huh.
And he said, was that you and another fella come out there wide open out of the island zone? I said, yeah. I said, I got to say, it was me. He said, I was right behind y'all. I just went to a different land. He said, them fools were still out there shocking up sturgeon in a lightning storm.
No, sir.
Some folks are not afraid of it. The story is,
Get it, man.
If the cloud, and they figured this out, lightning struck the shuttle sitting on the pad at Cape Canaveral. When the Weather Service out of Orlando and a couple other places, they put their Dopplers together, that bolt of lightning came from a cloud 22 miles away.
Wow.
So the cloud hadn't got to be right over you is what I'm saying. If you hear thunder, you probably need to be in a safer place than what you are if you're out in the wide open.
Yeah, I'm going to, what'd you call it? I'm going to Mo and Pa's.
Mo and Pa's, yeah.
Granny believed it could thunder in Mobile and we'd be in the closet. And you'd stay there till it was out there around Savannah somewhere.
Hey, Queasel, tell them about our friend, Mr. Not Guilty.
You know, I am so glad you asked me that, because that Shingler law, like I told y'all, that if you translate that word all the way back to the original Greek, it means not guilty. And so I Googled and gaggled that word not guilty, and here's what it says. A verdict rendered by a jury acquitting a criminal defendant upon finding that he has Billy Shingler as his lawyer. So what else do you want me to tell you? I don't know of anything else that I could tell you that when you walk in the courtroom, the judge sees you walking in with Attorney Shingler, you're gonna hear two words: not guilty. Don't matter where you did it or you didn't did it. He is your man. If you need an attorney for if you done messed up, 229-524-1225 is the numbers you need to remember. But he does more than that. Any of your attorney needs you might have, he's there. Good guy, treat you fair. He appreciates your business. And you know, where else are you gonna find a world-renowned attorney that trained under the great Vincent Gambini? Shingler Law, call him Mr. Not Guilty.
You know, if Donald Trump had had him, all he had to done was hire Billy Shingler. Case dismissed. They just seen him walk through the courtroom door.
Billy Shingler would not have been there pontificating and arguing with Stormy Daniels all day.
If Billy Shingler had been there, Stormy would have been nothing but a little afternoon shower. It wouldn't have been a storm over about her.
I'd love to
sprinkle.
Sprinkle. That's right.
I'd love to see Billy Shingler go one-on-one in a wrestling ring with Fannie Willis.
Oh, yes, sir, buddy.
That's what I'd like to see. Billy, I think you can take her. I'm not.
I don't know how that'd be a tough. I don't think he can whoop Letitia.
If she
I don't think he
throwing
can
a weight
slam
around.
Letitia.
I will say this: if by chance we happen to get Billy Shingler disbarred, he's welcome to join us on Thursday nights here.
How you gonna get him disbarred for telling the truth?
Money we rolling in.
Oh man, we have got somebody joining us on Rawls Waters.
I know where that is.
That's what that. Yeah, that's some of my old folks way back in that Rawls Landing. That's on Spring Creek.
Like Floyd Town and the Adventures of Floyd Town.
Yes, sir. That's it.
That's one of the prettiest.
Right in that same jurisdiction. In there.
That's
where Kenny Wayne, Donnie, looking for that deer he shot that time, found that pair of old alligator shoes.
How did those shoes get there?
I have to many fish out of that raw water. That's some pretty water to me.
Ain't that fine? That's
one of the pretty places.
Yeah. Old Tab lives right on it there. He's right there close by, buddy. I'm telling you.
And you know what? We got the prettiest. That Spring Creek is one of the prettiest bodies of water that there is anywhere. And if the government would just get out of the way and let us clean that up and get them springs back flowing, man, we'd have something to be proud of.
They're not going to allow you to do that. That makes way too much sense. Tell them about that, Queasel, what they have done. And some of you people that are listening from far off, we got a creek that runs through our town, right on the kind of on the west side of town there. It's called Spring Creek, and it originates up in like north of Damascus, somewhere up in there. But it's been here for thousands of years. And Indians camped all along it. It was kind of a sacred place to the Native Americans that lived here. And once upon a time, you could wade that thing. You could wade from one and canoe and boat, scull from one end to just about to the other end down there and catch all the fish you wanted to catch in your life. But and as time has progressed and things have happened, trees have fallen over into the creek and stopped it up and stopped the springs up. There used to be a spring here right north of Colquitt, called Laura Bush Springs. You know where it's at, Queasel? Right north of Colquitt on some land that Mr. Marty Tabb owns up there. That was a gathering place. That was a place where people would go and swim and would gather. In fact, there was a story in Swamp Gravy, one of the Swamp Gravy stories about Miss Juanita Gear marrying Peter Zach Gear Sr. at Laura Bush Springs. They slipped off and got married there. That's what kind of sacred place it was. But things have happened to the creek. And of course, in this governmental intelligence, in their vision for what should happen and what will not happen, they have not allowed private landowners or anybody to go into the creek and pull out any of the fallen timbers that are blocking the springs, that have fell over into the springs, the dirt that's washed in there and choked up a bunch of the springs. And it is a muddy mess, is what it is. And their reasoning behind this is that there's a infestation, if you will, is what I call it, of mussels in that creek. And we don't want to disturb the mussels. So we stop the whole flow of the creek. We do away with all of the activities that people could have along the creek, enjoying themselves, enjoying the outdoors. It would just absolutely be, it would be a wonder of the world if they would allow it to be cleaned out so it could flow. And in fact, some of our county commissioners one time actually went down to Smith's Ford. And you people that live around here, you old timey people, know what Smith's Ford is. We used to swim there all the time. I swear I was baptized. My daddy and me were baptized the same day at the same time in Spring Creek at Williams' old mill. There was an old grist mill there at one time. But anyway, logs had fallen over into the creek, and county commissioners, and we had one that was real aggressive. They kind of organized. They got down there with people with equipment and everything and pulled the logs out of the creek so it could flow, so the creek could flow. It was dammed up, if you will, and flooding people's homes. All of this, people live along the creek area that flood their homes when we had heavy rains. I have no idea, some government organization that is in charge of it, the Department of what? It's somebody said, no, you can't do that. You got to put the logs back in the creek. You remember that, Cleveland? You remember that, Marvin? They made the Miller County, the county commissioners, they made Miller County, the people had to go put the logs back in the creek.
Yeah.
And that is a microcosm of how our federal government works today.
Yep.
Microcosm. If it's working, if it's going to benefit people and it's going to make people happy, regular, normal people happy, we're going to do away with it. We're going to change it. We're going to show y'all that we're going to be in charge.
I want to share a quote that you brought that up with a dear friend of this area who just passed away, Congressman Terry Everett. And he was trying to get some things done on the Apalachicola waterway system. And he told me one day, he said, folks think the IRS and all these government agencies are dangerous, and they are. He said, but the most dangerous government agency, now this is going back 25 years, of all is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
That's them. That's the people, Charlie.
And the reason they answer to nobody. Mm-hmm. They don't answer to any other agency, any committee. They think they are God.
They have free reign to do what they want to do.
The city got a grant right after Hurricane Michael. If y'all remember, those of you that may have come to Colquitt, it totally decimated our park area. The canopy where our boardwalk was, just all the trees were down. We got a grant from the federal government to clean up less than 1/10 of a mile. I mean, I'm talking like it was in feet from the bridge north. It cost $650,000 to clean that section up. No mechanized equipment could be within 100 feet of the bank of the creek. Everything that was done had to be done by hand. There was a man out there, if you will, swinging from trees, cutting stuff, and then they would have to take a rope and run it and pull stuff and set the stumps back up. That's what they were paid to do. I mean, and also to move some of the stuff out of the way. But it was everything had to be done by hand.
Yeah. It's absolutely
smart, ain't it?
I had a friend that bought a little farm down there, kind of south of Colquitt. a little 125-acre farm, and it was on the creek. The creek bounded it. And he went in there. It was dry, and he went in there with his bulldozer, and he cleaned that thing out. Man, he had it looking great. He had it looking beautiful. And he called Terry too, who's our newspaper guy, and he said, "Man, come down here and look at this. So you ain't gonna believe how I got this creek running down here again." And Tube said, "Let me tell you something." He said, "If you want to wind up in the penitentiary and broke,"
Right.
he said, "you better not never tell nobody except me what you've done." Said, "Because they will come get you and they will haul you off and they'll take everything that you own because you cleaned up that part of
That's
that
right.
creek." I saw it. I saw it when he showed it to me. I saw it when he cleaned it up. And of course, I didn't know the ramifications. I didn't know what was going on with it. But he said, "Man," he said, "I got that cleaned up back then." And but that's exactly. And Tube told him right. He said, "Man," he said, "you'll wind up in prison. You'll wind up in penitentiary." And
You're right.
But here's what I don't understand. They go down there and pump water down there to keep them mussels alive and do all that kind of stuff. If they would let the landowners go in there and clean out them springs, they'd have all the water they needed. They wouldn't have to do all that. It'd be a way better habitat for them. Nobody's trying to kill the mussels. We're trying to get the creek flowing.
Another thing that happens with those mussels, Queasel, is every summer, just about 99% of the time, every summer, late June, early July, when it gets hot, water temperature gets up, they have a mussel die-off on the Chattahoochee River and its tributaries, which that Spring Creek would be considered somewhat that because it goes into Lake Seminole. They die of natural causes because it's so dang hot. The water.
Not these.
Yeah, and coons eat them. Raccoons eat them. They eat them. I don't know what. I don't know if any kind of fish or anything eats them, but I know raccoons eat them. They'll eat them. But if the coon can't find him a mussel, he'll find him something. He'll find him a crawfish. He'll find him a fish or something. He'll find something to eat. But I just don't see the benefit of it. I see the consequences of it not flowing.
According to the experts, correct me if I'm wrong now, Marvin, but according to the experts, them mussels, what we got here, this is the only place in the world that they are at. They are endangered. We're the only place that they are, and they protect them. They don't get too hot or nothing like that. They got pipe and water pumped all back there. They pump water in there on them.
They dug wells. Didn't they dig 2 wells on Spring Creek, Marvin?
Yes, and they can be remotely controlled.
Mm-hmm. They dug 2 wells. You can't dig an irrigation well now if you're a farmer. If you're trying to fertilize a crop or you pasture or anything or fill up a fish pond, you can't do it. They won't let you do it. They go down there and dig 2 wells on Spring Creek to feed some water to some stupid mussels.
Well, I'll say what Jeb Tabb said here too. Everybody I've ever talked to said even in the dry season, they do like those walking catfish. They'll burrow themselves down. They know how to survive. They'll get down. It's got to get. The drought's got to be really bad because they'll burrow down way deep into the moisture.
You know what?
You don't know who created the mussels.
Same one that created me and you.
God created the mussel. Let God take care of the mussel. He give them enough sense, like Marvin and Jim Tabb talking about, to burrow down. They'll burrow down and find them some more. But now what the problem with our federal government is, they think they're smarter than God.
There you go. Now you're talking.
So here's the deal. Every you think about it, every other part of nature can survive on its own without any help, except the one that God made in his image, which is man.
That's it.
And we just too busy trying to defy him and to prove that we're smarter than he is, instead of doing just what those mussels, hey, they're buried down, they'll go to where the water is. They'll survive. They got that instinct. We have that instinct, but we too lazy to use it. We're entitled.
We ain't smart as a mussel.
Hey, one of my favorite passages of scripture, we're talking about worrying about that. He says, look at the lilies of the field. Not even Solomon in all of his splendor is dressed like him. And if God takes care of them, if we just could figure it out to just let God do what he's supposed to do, especially in our lives. Hey, we got to pay a bill. Charlie, tell them about Sawega Meat Company on Highway 27.
Y'all listen to me. You always hear commercials about one-stop shopping center. Well, guess what? Sowega Meat Company on 27 between Blakely and Colquitt is your one-stop shopping center for what? What's coming up Saturday, gentlemen? I mean Sunday, huh?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Go out there and get you some ribeyes or some fillets and cook mama a steak. But also, they got the gift covered too. Got the meal covered, all kind of great meats to choose from, all kind of spices to go along with it. But listen to me. They've got Mother's Day gift baskets, which include soap, lip balm, or shea cream, candle, or calm spray. Now, I know a lot of folks could use a bottle of that calm spray.
That's where Barbie's been today. He got out there and got him a bottle of that spray and sprayed it all over himself.
Thank you, Floyd. That has solved our problem. He's been out to see Kenny and that crew out there and got him some calm spray. No, seriously, you can get a great gift basket for mom on her day, Sunday, and have a great steak or pork chop or just any number of meals you can create. Great local product from Sowega Meat Company. Check them out this week. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 until 6 and on Saturday from 9 until 5. Sowega Meats, 27 between Colquitt and Blakely. You can't miss it.
Hey, Floyd.
Yeah.
Was on Facebook Marketplace before we come on the air. It was Biden inflation. Selling mayhaw berries. Whole mayhaw berries. You ready for this one? $55 a gallon.
Good night, man. You got to be kidding me.
$55 for a gallon bag of mayhaw berries.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm
25 cents a gallon.
John Bradley and Jennifer Trey would keep making that Cedar Head mayhaw jelly. I'm going to let them make the jelly, and I'm going to buy the jar of jelly already made. Man, I tell you what, they some folks sitting on a gold mine. But here's the problem. Gathering them berries, Marvin, that is not an easy task.
Oh, no.
That is a labor of love to gather this thing and then make some jelly and give it away to folks.
All right, let me ask you this. What would Doodle have said if somebody had asked him to pay $55 for a gallon of mayhaw berries?
No, what Doodle had his own mayhaw pond. He didn't have to buy no mayhaw. He never had to buy no mayhaw.
He'd go pick them up.
He'd go pick them up.
I picked up a menu one.
Thing, and I want to bring it as we talk, and we just have a conversation. And I know y'all sometimes think that we have all this scripted. We had no idea never have any idea what we're going to talk about. But you said something about Mother's Day coming up. A lot of people out here, and I'm looking at 3 of us here right now who do not have their mother still on this planet. They are in glory, and they wouldn't come back for nothing.
No.
But Mother's Day is a very special day if you have a mother. And I don't care if you are 25 years old, if you're 15 years old, if you're 65 years old, and you still got your mama, you need to do something special for her on Mother's Day. Here's another question I want to ask. Me and Nadine got married in 1972, and she was 18 years old. And we got married in March, and in November of 1972, we was in our 12 by 60 mobile mansion, living it up, having a large time. Thanksgiving Day, she cooked Thanksgiving Day dinner for me and her, for her mom and daddy, and my mom and daddy. They came to our little trailer house there and ate dinner with us. I'm going to ask you, this is a question for you young people out there. When was the last time you asked your mama and daddy to come eat dinner or supper with you, and you fixed it for them? You didn't take them out somewhere, and you didn't bring something in from the restaurant. You fixed it for them. When's the last time you done that? And here's the deal. That is something that you will never forget in your life if you will do that. Because one of these days, your mama is not going to be with you. If you live long enough, she won't be with you. And I'm getting deep with y'all right now, but it's a serious thing that's happening to our culture and to our society, that we don't respect our older people like we need to.
I know it's been several years, but this week, day before yesterday, 4 years ago, my mother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been on my mind all week long. And you don't forget things. If you have the right kind of relationship with your mama, you don't forget stuff like that. I realize we all in this group, except for Marvin, is getting old. But Sunday morning he preached a sermon to the older citizens at church, senior citizens. And Marvin has done, I guess it's, working for the government too, wanting more money and everything. He done moved the senior citizen age down to 55. Because he asked everybody in the church, if you're over 55, you are a senior adult.
Season.
I used the Hardee's mentality. If you're 55, they give you a free small cup of coffee. So I was doing the same thing as the Hardee's mentality.
Well,
You gonna know if there's something free somewhere, ain't you? I guarantee you. He gonna know if there's something free in town. He gonna know about it.
Well, he ain't too far away from that 55 number is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. Hey, guys, it's time for Southern Hissy Fits Trivia Time here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. Embroidery, t-shirts, tumblers, gifts, scented candles, and a whole lot more. Located on the southwestern corner of the square, 229-726-4825. Go ahead and give Miss Vicky a call. She will hook you up and get whatever kind of custom embroidery done, or go by and pick up Mama a Mother's Day gift tomorrow at Southern Hissy Fits on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. And the winner tonight will receive a Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show car tag, compliments of Southern Hissy Fits. All right, here's the question tonight. This is a picture of a star when she was a child. Who is this star? I'll start out with that. I may have to give you a hint to kind of get it a little closer. Who is this star when they were a child?
That's a good one. I think
Yeah,
I know.
you done whoop me.
By the way, while we're on the subject of an old buddy of mine's watching the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller up in Sevierville, Tennessee. I just thought about this. Y'all need some more money for the fire department over there, don't you, Queasel?
We do.
Well, what if we have a fundraiser wrestling match in Colquitt?
Sounds like a winner to me. We made many dollars wrestling.
All right, me and Ron will challenge you and Marvin to a match.
That's all right. All I got to do is knock y'all down, let Marvin sit on you. We got you.
Put some grease or slick 'em or something on the mat. Right. Let them slip down, fall down.
That's right. Marvin,
hey, you remember? Y'all remember that night that man body slammed me and that cowboy hat never come off?
I was told it was not a body slam because the man who was good at benching like 400 pounds couldn't get you off the ground good. He
got him up waist high, and he tried. And Marvin was hunching and lunging and trying to hip him, and he couldn't get it waist high. And finally, he just throwed him on the mat, walked off, and left him there.
Hey, 229-254-5060. Text what you think's the correct answer in your name. Who is this? This is a
can we
childhood
give him a hint?
picture. Yeah, you got it.
If I'm correct on this person might have sung country music at a time or two.
That's exactly right. I think you might be headed in the right direction on that.
Well, I just thought I'd narrow it down where folks can concentrate.
I ain't got no idea.
Platt, you have impressed me tonight. I'm really impressed by that.
And if you look, she's got a little reddish tint to her hair too.
That's it. And probably cuss you out then just like she would now.
And slap you upside the head, by gosh. Ron Fuller and I would run from her because she is a mean woman.
All right.
Razor-toting woman.
No answers thus far. Send us your answer. Let me know who you think it is right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. How about it, Floyd? Tell them about Ziggy B.
Man, I tell you what, Ziggy B, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I know you tuned in tonight and you watching, and I know you said, where's Floyd today? Cause always Thursday night, shrimp night. But look at him. That was last Friday night. That was Ziggy B. Friday night. That was catfish fillet. That's some of them Floyd B. Lloyd cut French fried potatoes, cold hush puppies, and a little bit of tomato and onion and cucumber salad. And that sauce that y'all see right there on that plate, that's a special sauce. And Marvin can tell you, he can testify as to how good that stuff is on hush puppies and French fried potatoes. And they used to serve that dish down there at Pace's Fish Camp. They served that sauce just like that right there. Anyway, I tried to emulate it and mock it and copy it, but it's good. But Ziggy B's, that catfish right there that you see, just as fresh. About 30 minutes before I bought that catfish fillet from Ziggy B, it was swimming in the Chattahoochee River. That's how fresh it was. That's how fresh all of her seafood is. You won't never be disappointed by going to Ziggy B's. Go in there and buy you something up. Hey, look at here. I tell you what, dude. Go in there to Ziggy B's, buy you up some of them catfish fillet, whole catfish, whatever. Cook them for your mama on Mother's Day, and she'll be glad you did. Get you some fresh shrimp. If you don't like catfish, get you some fresh shrimp. Get you some salmon steaks in there and do that. Get you some whole catfish. Get you some of that elderberry syrup, as they call it. I kind of call it like a elderberry elixir. And I think Queasel kind of got a testimony on that. From that.
That's some strong stuff right there now.
They don't get no better than that. Go to Ziggy B. You'll love her. She's a great gal. She's a local girl doing good, got a great business here in Concord, Georgia. Wouldn't take nothing for her. She's a proud sponsor of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports. Been with us a long, long time, and we love her. Ziggy B's, Concord, Georgia.
All right, we have a winner. Well, let me do this first. We have a winner, and then we had come in right behind on second place behind her. The winner is Melissa Tillery out of Troy, Alabama, and coming in right behind her was Miss Faye Bush from right here in Colquitt, Georgia.
Come on.
We appreciate both of you answering there. And that is none other than Miss Winona Judd herself. Miss Winona Judd.
She will cuss you out just by looking at her.
Yep.
Whew. Now, Ron wanted me to pass this along. Ron said they wouldn't have a chance. I still work out 3 times a week. He still has it, and he don't run from nobody. So,
well, Marvin,
tell
Marvin still eats 3 meals a day, and we get him tripped up on the floor. He ain't. We got him.
We get Marvin jacked up on Red Bull and caffeine and some bubble gum. Give him some bubble gum, and man, you can't hit him up. You couldn't hit him up in the corner. You couldn't.
You'd have to have a Slurpee.
Have you ever watched him get bubble gum, Floyd? He won't put just one piece. He gonna put 4 or 5 pieces in his mouth at one time.
What I just tell you? Yeah. Red Bull, Mountain Dew, and bubble gum. If you want to turn Marvin loose on somebody, get some of that to him. He'll show you something, buddy. I promise you. Marvin will show you something.
Hey guys, we are
you, Marvin. We couldn't do the show. I promise you.
I know. Hey, we give a big shout out to our brand new sponsor, the Peach Depot, 2181 Highway 84, Iron City, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to stop by and see them. They got some pictures will be coming up in just a moment. They don't have any with the ice cream, but they're gonna try to get some. They will be picking the squash and zucchini this week. Squash and zucchini being picked Look right here. Let me show you what it's looking like at the Peach Depot in Iron City, Georgia, right there on Highway 84. Look right here at one of the peach trees, slam loaded with peaches right there. And then that's the produce that they're growing right there, fresh in Iron City, Georgia, at none other than the Peach Depot. Guys, you need to go by and see them. All your produce needs, peaches, and they got some of the best peach ice cream on the market. Locally owned, family owned, and it's a historic produce market right there on Highway 84 in Iron City, Georgia. You can visit them on Facebook.com, The Peach Depot.
We was in that. Me and Nadine stopped by Saturday and we bought some squash from them, and we bought some boiled peanuts from them that were boiled perfectly. Tell it.
Can I tell the story about what I did over there? Should I tell that, Floyd, a little bit about it?
Come tell anything. If it's the truth.
Well, the statute of limitation has run out on all of this, so I think we're safe. But I've got Billy Shingler to get me out of it in case I need him. Years and years ago, most folks that watch this know my association with Jack Wingate for over right at 20 years. Jack, you couldn't buy fireworks over in Georgia. You might could buy a sparkler or a little old lady finger, but that was about it. You couldn't buy no fireworks. So when it come 4th of July and New Year's, I would go to a wholesaler in Alabama and buy a load. And when I say load, I mean load of big boy fireworks. And I would either go down there and put on the show myself at Wingate's Lunker Lodge, or Jack would get them and had a couple of folks put on shows. Well, it was one of them 4th of July, getting close to 4th of July, so I carried over the load, and he met me at the Peach Depot, not owned by the same people, so do not get the wrong idea about this. They had the ice cream, they had the peaches, they had all that stuff. And of course, Jack and I loaded all that stuff behind it back there where nobody could see what we're doing, fireworks from one vehicle to the other. Then we went in there. He said, let's get us some ice cream. We go in there. And the folks that had it then had a 5-gallon glass jug with a small top. And they were working off some peach brandy behind the counter that Jack found and said, me and Charlie really need to try that to see how good it is. We likened to have both had to call folks to come drive us home.
You don't have to call Larry Funderburg to come get y'all escort y'all. He'd have done it.
He'd have done it.
There ain't nothing in a liquor store in Georgia, Alabama that was no stronger than what we had our little drink of that afternoon.
That's right.
Woo!
Hey, Queasel, tell them about our good friend and our confidant, Mr. Wayne Garney.
He can do it. Anything you need in your plumbing need, he is a one-stop shop. He's got new construction. He's got all that covered. Any type of brand new construction you want, where it's building from the ground up or where you're doing a new addition, he can handle all that. If you just need to upgrade your plumbing, he's got all that covered. Whatever you want. If you need to build you an outside fish cleaning station, this is your man. He can do all your piping, get all your water out there, get your drain, get everything fixed up you want. He is certified, bona fide, and set aside in Georgia and Florida and Alabama. Got all them licenses that he needs. And here's the thing, he's honest. Because a man that won't lie about fishing, he sure ain't going to lie about plumbing. He will tell you the truth. He will treat you right. He is a good Christian man. He loves the Lord with everything he's got. He can handle all your plumbing needs. He can give you good advice on what you want. He's never too busy to take on a new customer. He's always willing, always appreciates the business. If you got any plumbing needs, whatever they might be, give him a call at 229-220-6694. Our buddy Wayne Garney at KWG Plumbing. And remember his saying, folks, if you ain't flowing, he'll get you going.
And we appreciate Mr. Wayne Garney, and he's joining us on the phone right now this week for his call. Mr. Garney, how you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. Doing good. Coming in live from the banks of Lake Eufaula.
All right, coming in on Lake Eufaula. Well, I got a menagerie of pictures here. One of the pictures is you backed up. Looks like some new construction going on there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. Marvin, I can't see the screen talking on the phone, but yes, sir. Very blessed with new construction coming in. I just very thankful. We doing new construction, service calls, commercial. We just got the plumbing contract on the new Rule King and Bainbridge, so we rolling.
Looks like that is great. Also looks like a pretty sunset picture here on the lake or on the River One, and then I see a bunch of brim and catfish and a long eel on here.
Yes, sir. That was over at Trails End on the Chattahoochee. We went over there Friday. Thursday we done the show, and Friday after work we went over there and done real good. Fish is biting, man. I tell you, they tearing it up. Up here on Lake Eufaula, the shell crackers have left the bed, but the brim's still there. The bass fishermen tearing it up. And my kids, they fishing off the bank. So
well, I'm glad you're still catching some fish. Hey, we wanted to announce this for Wayne. KWG Plumbing is going to be hosting a benefit fish fry on May the 18th at Ace Hardware on Highway 27 in Colquitt. All proceeds are going to go to benefit the Colquitt Free Will Baptist Church Youth Group and the VBS and summer camps. And there's going to have fried fish, catfish and brim, fried onions and french fries, fried green tomatoes, jalapenos and hush puppies, cheese grits, coleslaw, dill pickles, $10 a plate, and all of the money will go to the youth camps and VBS for summer 2024 for the Colquitt Free Will Baptist Church, and that is being sponsored solely and exclusively by our good friend Wayne Garney with KWG Plumbing, and that will be on May the 18th. We'll announce it again next Thursday night, but did want to let you know that was coming up, and that's a benefit fish fry for the Colquitt Free Will Baptist youth and children, sponsored by KWG Plumbing.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I want to mention, we take cash, check, or credit cards, debit cards. We'll have the card reader there on site. So,
son,
remember the cook works for tips. You know, the cook, he's back there working for tips.
Son, you're a man after my own heart. Cash, check, and credit card. I love it. It's music to my ears. Any words of wisdom before you leave us tonight?
Yes, sir, man. Just thank y'all for sharing that and helping me advertise the Fish Fry. And it's to the public. It's not just to the church, you know. It's to the public. But so keep a smile on your face. Help somebody if you can. And from Captain Hook, when life gets hard and hard to handle, when the going gets tough, remember the tough gets going. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
God bless you, brother. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Charlie, tell them, if you will, about our good friends at Phillips Auto Parts and the Holstered 9.
The Holstered 9, part of Phillips Auto Parts, is a place to go for all of your firearm and ammunition needs. We talk about it every week. Now's the time, if you have not prepared yourself to protect yourself, you need to give it a lot of thought. Go down and talk to them. Just tell them what you want protection for your family to carry with you. They will help you pick the right firearm. They've also got all the great accessories. They have anything you need as far as personal protection firearms. They've got it at the Holstered 9. Also, Phillips Auto Parts has anything, Mr. Farmer, you may need to get your crop in the ground and to maintain your equipment throughout the production season. They're all right there together. Stop by and see them. They've got the world famous, as Queasel would say, rabbit pellet grills. That means the ones you just, like old Ron Poupal said, set it and forget it and go back and get your food when it's done. It's all right there in one location on 27 in Colquitt, Georgia, Holstered 9, Phillips Auto Parts. Check with them. You could even find something for Mom on her day there. In fact, there's a lot of pistol packing mamas in this part of the country, and rightfully so. They need to be.
There
Phillips,
you go.
auto parts, and the holstered knife.
Guys, it's now time for Floyd's list of impossibilities and a whole lot more, brought to us by our good friend Berry Hill Auctioneers, www.berryhillauctioneers.com. Mr. T.C. Berryhill, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of Floyd's list of impossibilities and a whole lot more.
Thank you, Marvin. Man, time is flying tonight, man. We burning up this clock here. I can't believe it. But Floyd's list of impossibilities. You had to do a lot of thinking. You had to do a lot of brain trust, if you will, come up with this stuff. And I've been, man, I don't know, I used up my brains. I'm telling y'all. I don't know. Might have to change subjects on y'all one of these weeks. But anyway, we're still on the list of impossibility. And an impossibility is what, Marvin?
Say that one more time.
Yeah, let me tell y'all. Yeah. See what I'm talking about with Marvin?
Yeah.
He's somewhere else. I don't know where Marvin is tonight, but he is mine. And you know what he does? You know what he does every Sunday? He'll shout out questions on Sunday morning from the pulpit to his congregation.
Hallelujah. Amen.
He puts them in an awkward position because they're not going to answer because they're scared they're going to give the wrong answer. No, it'll be the right answer, but Marvin will say it's the wrong answer. So I don't know what's going on with Marvin tonight. But somebody, Mom and Daddy, if y'all listening tonight, y'all better check on him now. About midnight.
Mama better get over and see about her baby head.
Because he is out of it tonight. But I love it. And Marvin, look, if you get in a tight spot, man, call Jimmy Hope. Don't call me because I ain't getting in my automobile and driving out there and checking on you. So you doing something. An impossibility is something that is not going to happen. That's the answer, Marvin. Just see how that works, Marvin. See that thing can work both ways, Marvin. With you always spewing out questions to your congregation about, and he'll call names out to people in his congregation.
Call them out and put them on the spot.
Put them on the spot.
Yeah.
He'll call out their name. But anyway, I seen him doing that Sunday. Man, I said, whoa, Marvin, baby, you need to. Marvin needs some consulting going on with him. And
think that's what it is.
He pointed me in the balcony one Sunday morning and said, and Charlie Platt, if you tell Billy Kimbrell this, I'm gonna get you.
He uses me and you both as a for instance.
That's right.
Me and you.
Yeah. He used both of us for instance. But anyway, an impossibility. Impossibility. It was that any fat woman with green hair and a nose ring knows what a tube of Lume butt stink cream is for. Have y'all seen the protest? Have y'all seen the protest? It's unreal. But they have no idea what Lume butt stink cream is for, or what it costs. Some of the stupidest individual human beings that I've ever seen in my life on the Muslim protest deal at the colleges. It's the stupidest people I ever, and they're at the areas of higher education.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here's one impossibility that any one of the Muslim protesters that are on a hunger strike will ever starve themselves to death.
Yeah.
That's right.
Have y'all seen them stupid people on there?
Mm-hmm.
Especially stupid women on there. It's trembling. Oh, I'm just trembling because I'm on a hunger strike and I'm not being given any food. No, all you got is a credit card with an unlimited amount on it that your daddy has give you to go to a school that costs $70,000 a year to go to. And here's another thing: if I was a student going to one of them $70,000 a year colleges, which is worthless, if I was going to one that my mom and daddy was paying for, and I could not go to class because of who I was, I would sue that school. I said, I want every penny of my money back, and I want damages. Just sharing that. Impossibility that Alvin Bragg or Letitia James will ever go on a hunger strike.
What you think Alvin weighs?
Alvin is bumping 300 right now. His glasses, they won't fit his old big head. His head's so big. I bet the tops of Alvin's feet are fat.
Oh Lord!
I bet Alvin wears them slip-on like prison incorporation shoes that you just kind of slide your foots in and wear. And got them old brown toenails. Them old toenails is all done got brown. His old foots is all sideways, and on the back his heels all crusted over around the back cracking open. I've seen them in the grocery store, and y'all have too. Y'all just don't want to say it. You know, we just say the things out loud that y'all are quietly thinking about. So when they come and haul me off, when the black Tahoes show up in my yard and haul me off, I hope y'all. I may start back to chewing tobacco. I want y'all to give me some chewing tobacco. I just said that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna repeat it. It's gonna kind of morph into this one. Impossibility that Alvin Bragg and Letitia James will ever go on a hunger strike. An impossibility that any Pentecostal preacher or Baptist preacher will ever go on a hunger strike. What do you think, Marty?
Yeah, I don't know of any.
That's what I'm talking about. Impossibility. We did it with impossibilities here, people. Impossibility that Joe Biden has ever told the truth. Impossibility that the Empire of Japan and Nazi Germany would have been defeated by people like Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, Vice President Kamala Harris, John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, or Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. We would either be speaking Japanese or German right now if those people had been in power during World War II. Let's see right here. Let's get to it. Yeah, impossibility that General George Patton could have defeated the Nazis at the Battle of the Bulge with a company of transvestites. Can y'all see General Patton leading a company of transvestites? They never would have. They never would have got off the boat. They'd have been right there. Ooh, I'm not going back. It's my wig on straight. Impossibility that anyone using an Obama phone. Y'all excuse me just a minute. Let me repeat that. Impossibility that anyone using an Obama phone is placing a call to an employment agency. Let that sink in for a moment, if you will. Have you ever heard people talking on an Obama phone? The conversations. I could repeat it, but I'm not because I get in trouble with the censors. Whew, impossibility that Donald Trump can ever get a fair trial in cities like Fulton County, Georgia, Washington, D.C., or New York City. And it is an impossibility that Joe Biden can go 8 hours without having a bowel evacuation in his depends. Thank you. You go ahead now, Marvin.
I was my video's running a little slow. I realize I'm running a little slow, but the video's running a little slow too.
There is a possibility that it's going to rain around this country, but the possibility that the folks at Kelly Crop Insurance and the four of us want you to take home or prepare your home, be ready with a plan, and that is the overnight hours. Early morning hours tomorrow morning from about anywhere 3 in the morning Central Time to 7, 4 to 8 Georgia time. There's a possibility we will have several severe thunderstorms come through. The biggest threat, straight line winds. They're talking could be up to 70-mile-per-hour winds. Folks, that's right up under hurricane force. Good chance we're going to get some rain. We still haven't got a whole lot over here on the Alabama side of the river. The folks in Georgia got a lot more than we have. But look at the chance. We're going to just about be at 90% or so in the early morning hours through about midday tomorrow. Cool off, get down to 58, 57 in some locations for Saturday morning. And then we're looking at more rain come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'll say, like Queasel said, I'm not going to complain about the rain. I've never seen a crop made in a desert. So that's what it looks like. Kelly Crop Insurance, thank you for your support. Pray for this nation. Although we have, of course, are making a little fun of what's going on. It's kind of do that and laugh or just sit around and cry all the time. Good Lord is still in control. Pray for this nation. Pray for one another because we can all use it right about now. Queasel?
Thank you, Charlie. That's true, man. We all need prayer, and this nation needs prayer. We thank y'all for letting us spend some time with you tonight. It's an honor to us that you trust us enough to let us come into your home and share a little bit of foolishness. Our goal simply tonight was to make you smile. I hope we did. I hope we made you smile, maybe made you giggle or laugh a little bit. And if we did, then we have done what we set out to do. Here's what I want you to do. Next time you see a veteran, I want you to thank them. I want you to thank them for their service or what they've done for us. Next time you see a police officer, a deputy, a trooper, paramedic, EMT, firefighter, anybody to public safety, thank them for their service because that's all they get is that thank you, and that goes a long way. We would be in a mess without the front lines of defense that we have in this country. I think about. I happened to be in a meeting last week where I heard some of the stories about what went on at the protests that, like Floyd was referring to a while ago here in Georgia, up at Emory University, and some of the stuff that our Georgia law enforcement had to take, and the restraint that these guys and gals in uniform used in the face of what they faced. All I can say is they are better people than I am. But when you see one of our veterans, first responder, law enforcement, whatever it is, tell them thank you. Tell them you appreciate what they do. It goes way further than you'd ever think. It means more than you would know. We love y'all. We appreciate you. We're gonna pray for y'all. Y'all pray for us. Floyd.
Thank you, Queasel. Hey, man, pleasure being with y'all tonight. And like I said earlier, we just having a conversation. We just four good old boys having a conversation with one another, talking about things. We don't plan any of this. Hey, none of this is scripted, and we don't care who gets the most airtime. All we do is sit here, and we enjoy being with y'all, and we appreciate y'all listening to us. And hopefully sometimes we'll say something like Queasy said, make you feel a little bit better. Because Lord knows there's enough stupid stuff going on in this country right now. Sometimes you need to just loosen up. Sometimes you just need to say, let me get that out of my mind. Let me get that mess out of my mind. I'm going to focus on these 4 South Georgia, South Alabama rednecks, and we'll just have a good time. That's what we just want to have a good time with y'all. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Always exercise your Second Amendment rights. You never know when you may need them. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Go to church and you'll surround yourself with like-minded people. Be vigilant of your surroundings. Please watch and be vigilant of what is going on around you. You can get in a spot before you realize what's going on. At night, when you lay down and put your head on that cool pillow, on them cool sheets with that air conditioner cooling you down or that fan blowing on you in that quiet house, in the comfort of your own home, safety of your own home and your own bed, start giving thanks to God Almighty above. And I'm not talking about Allah or Buddha. I'm talking about the creator of the universe, the creator of mankind, the creator of everything. Start giving him thanks for what you have had today. And you'll go to sleep and you'll still be thankful. Good night, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Good Lord willing. Go ahead, Marvin.
Floyd, I figured it out. I just figured it out. What was going on? This hat was cutting my circulation off, I think.
That's it. I know there was something. Had to be something.
Something was wrong.
You need to take that thing and throw it in the trash can, Marvin. I got a hat here that'll fit you. I got a hat here that'll fit you. I got numerous hats. I'll be glad to give you a hat that'll fit you.
So it don't cut my circulation off. Hey, guys, thank y'all for joining us. We love y'all. Appreciate you joining us. Big shout out to TK's Bar and Grill, Shingler Law, Sowega Meat Company, Peach Depot, Ziggy B's, Holstered 9, Phillips Auto Parts, KWG Plumbing, Kelly Crop Insurance, Southern Hissy Fits, and Berry Hill Auctioneers, our fine sponsors of this program, Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. You know what I'm going to tell you? Sunday's coming. Go to church. Give the Lord his due. Scripture for the day says, for God did not appoint us to suffer wrath, but to receive salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ. He died for us so that whether we are awake or asleep, we may live together with him. God loves you. We love you. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We're going to be right back here next week, same place, same time, for more Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. But until then, no matter what you do, where you go, who you hang around, always be particular.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
See you.